Jund Dinosaurs versus Oasis. So, Jund Dinosaurs has been around before the ban hammer. But maybe now it's even more effective because, again, the meta slowed down somewhat. And, well, that's the main reason, I would say. So the deck has a little bit more time, and often just one turn more is enough to kind of assemble what is needed. Alright, so next turn I can do the whole thing. Can they counter? That's the question. They do run blue. Oh, they have a Dispelling Exhale. That means I need to be careful. How do I handle this situation? Do I go for it? Because now I drew Rakdos, so I have two tries, basically. Let's try, yeah. Let's give it a try. Ooh, good play there. Yep, they have the flanker. Right, so now I have to spend a little bit more time. Getting off your end step. Alright, sure. Alright, so I shall seize the spoils. And Zombify straight into this. Now the opponent cannot counteract this. Do I want to play this one? No, that's fine in my hand. Play both. Trigger some more. Oh my god. Alright. And I discard a Zombify. Now opponent also has a intimidating board, but so do I. Alright, so here we go. Here we've saved Dinosaur. Unfortunately, I can't cast anything. And I don't have anything either, so it's actually awkward. I need more mana to play another Ghalta. 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 6, 7. Okay, I'm one off. From my graveyard. Okay. Let me attack with Etali first. They would have oh, I can discard the Ghalta. And then next turn I can try and reanimate it. I really need to balance my... I really need to get the Ghalta back. so here we go. Alright, so I will put everything, right? Wait a minute. Whenever the control dies... Alright, so actually... yes. By putting the... by putting the multiple Gishath on the battlefield, they will die because I have to sacrifice the duplicate, and then the Rakdos will actually deal 7 and 7, and then this Ghalta also 12. So actually I could ping the opponent to death with this, which is what makes Rakdos Joins Up. In some situations, you actually burn the opponent to death rather than attacking. So that's just an added benefit of having, or that's just an added benefit. So yeah, despite the opponent having the Kutzel's flanker available, yeah, the deck was able to overpower the... What is this? Timor? Or what color? Blue, green, white? No, that's not Timor. Timor is red, right? It has red in it. Let me know. I always forget the color combinations. The ones at least that I don't play too often. And sorry, I got a slight cold, so my voice might be a little off today as well. But let's not hinder us having fun, or me having fun. I'm not sure about you. I hope you're having fun too. But let's go straight to the next game. Jund Dinosaurs versus the brilliant ZODU. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you want to have either... You need 3 things with this deck: a reanimation spell, a reanimation target, and a discard outlet. So I have a discard outlet, and I have reanimation. So all I need now is the part 3. Starting off with this here to thin out the lands in my deck. I have already quite enough of those, so let's go for black here. There's my discarding thing. Alright, and we are ready. Setting up. So this is probably the new combo deck in the meta. It's not an instant win combo, but it's definitely combo. The opponent might be... Oh, it's Jeskai. Not sure what. Probably has Vivi in the deck. Alright, end of turn. Here we go. Draw that, discard this. And just Zombify. They might have counter magic here. If they don't, okay. They can bounce. Okay, they can kill. Alright, pass the turn, try again. As long as I can keep the treasure available, I'm not gonna use it. There's no need. So I'm gonna keep trying over and over again. And at some point I can even hard cast my dinosaurs, so that's also an option. Okay, well, now that gives me a window, right? Do I want to put any more dinosaurs? Actually, I don't. What if, just in case they have some kind of sweeper, there's no point really here. I'm gonna keep that because that's a discard outlet. And just pass the turn. Oh, see? Putting more. Oh, okay. But that's lethal. So thanks to Rakdos Joins Up. Rakdos Joins Up really making this, turning this simple just reanimation strategy into something even more complex and even more difficult to deal with. So trust me, this deck is gonna be around, and it's gonna take up the higher tiers in the new meta. It has the possibility to also have a pretty explosive turn 4 victory. Not always instant victory like the Abuelo deck, but almost kind of victory. So yeah, it's definitely very potent and almost more consistent than the Abuelo because you have 4 Zombifies and 4 Joins Up. But alright, more gameplay. On to the next game. Stunned Dinosaurs versus Charcho. Yeah, I can actually... Okay, well now that I have this thing in the graveyard, I also can use the Trumpeting Carnosaur. Just need one more land, so we are setting up. Alright, the opponent is red, so here we go. No Monstrous Rage. No... I'm even starting to forget their names. Let's do this now. Not the Emberheart Challenger. It's the other one. What was it called? Alright, well, here comes the... No, not Manifold Mouse. Emberheart Challenger? No, what was it called? Alright, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, it's banned by now. And there you go. See? If the opponent had the Monstrous Rage. Wait. Heartfire Hero, of course. Yeah. If the opponent had Heartfire Hero and Monstrous Rage, maybe this 8 damage wouldn't, I would have been dead. But here we go. 1 Zombify is enough to create an extremely impressive board, which the opponent, it's so much power and toughness that no matter how many pump spells the opponent has, they're not getting through this. Alright, another victory for Jund Dinos. Jund Dinosaurs versus Initiate Scotsman 1051. Okay, I have this Stampum. I just need a discard outlet, or the commercial district can hit something that I would like to surveil. So yeah, having 2 of the 3 things that I need is always fine. I also will surveil that one away. Don't need additional lands. Okay, Temple of Enlightenment. Also, I don't have black. I just realized. So that was a... Okay, now I do have black at least. They can counter this invasion. But let's see if they want to. Alright, now I have something to reanimate. I suspect the opponent to be Azorius control. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, I'm gonna Zombify now. If they counter this, that's fine. I have another one. Yeah. I expected that, but I didn't want to wait another turn. Gotta keep the opponent... You know, you gotta have to make them use these things. Now I can actually pay for it, so they now have to use 3 steps ahead. And they cannot use the double mode. So you always want to keep Azorius control from being able to use the double mode on that. Yeah, of course they see the treasure. So they have... Yep. Alright, so gonna get some nice triggers here. Let's see what I can do. I can pay extra. Interesting. Alright, an interesting board. One is digging probably for a sweeper. But, and this is what's nice about this deck too, with Cavern of Souls and enough mana at some point, you can also just start hard casting these dinosaurs. And their effects are always pretty strong. Yep, that was expected. Oh. Uncounterable Gishath. Wait, whenever to a player, so let's deal damage to a player here, not to the... Nope. Unfortunately not. So they're still alive. But I'm going to create one uncounterable threat after another. Right? It will kill it. It will replace itself. Oh no, okay. So they're digging. They're looking for sweepers or kill spells. Yeah, they always want to use the Sunfall, because that exiles. Rakdos Joins Up. Yeah, looks perfect to me. Oh, one's down to 3. And let's put them all. And now they're gonna die from the Rakdos. Okie dokie. So, do I want to put this? No, I don't want to. Okay, wow. This deck, I think it might be the new thing. Because it actually has a good matchup against the control decks. Thanks entirely to the Cavern of Souls. Because everything's a dinosaur, right? So, control is slow. You can be slow too, right? And once you hit 6 mana, and you can start playing the Trumpeting Carnosaur, or 7 mana, and you can play even bigger things, or 8 mana, you know, with your treasures and etc. And uncounterable, then you're just hitting, you know, one dino after the other. And every dino that resolves is usually the value you get is so overwhelming. And also every dino is a 2-turn clock, so yeah. Dinos all in the rage. Jund Dinosaurs versus Collector Onyx. Okay, this hand... No. This one either, honestly. Okay, so this is the first time I'm really having a hard up hand. And if this is hop to it, then we're in trouble. Yeah, I think this one's gonna be the first loss, unfortunately. I'm not really able to amass anything here. And the opponent's threats, yeah, this there. Yeah, yep. Well, it had to happen, you know, you can't win forever. Sometimes your draw can, you know, is gonna be suboptimal. Nope. Alright! Well, unfortunately a victory towards the end here, but still going 4-1 and definitely showing the power that this deck has. Alright, so Jund Dinosaurs. What have we got? It's very simple actually. We have 8, 9 discard draw effects. We have 8 reanimation effects. And we have even more dinosaurs. The rest is just dinosaurs. Plus we have Cavern of Souls. So the strategy is very simple. Your hand needs 3 things. 1, 2, 3. One of this bucket, one of this bucket, and one of this bucket. What makes this deck extra, or like 2 bonus things that this deck has in comparison to just a normal reanimation deck, is Cavern of Souls. Against control matchups, all your dinosaurs are going to be uncounterable. And the Rakdos Joins Up effect, whenever a legendary creature dies, and actually legendary creatures, if you have multiple them, if you play multiple, you only keep 1 and the others get sacrificed. So you have a lot of triggers here which can make you sacrifice legendary creatures. And these legendary creatures here have insane power. So you're dealing a lot of damage to the face just by using Rakdos. So the Gishath can reveal dinosaurs and put them on the battlefield. The Ghalta can just drop dinosaurs onto the battlefield. Etali can drop extra creatures on the battlefield. So there's a lot of chances for Rakdos Joins Up to trigger, and you can just outright burn the opponent to the ground. So yeah, the deck seems pretty consistent, very potent. It's of course somewhat susceptible to graveyard hate, but not entirely, because these things, they do not only draw discard or discard draw, they all ramp. So they all create treasures. Which means that you're also just you can ramp into playing dinosaurs as well. The cheapest one is the Trumpeting at 6, then you have the 2 7-mana creatures, 8 mana, and then you have 9 mana. So all the way from 6 to 9 mana, you can actually cast your dinosaurs as well. So you have an alternative path to victory as well. So yeah, I think there's not much left to say, at least not at the moment. I think the deck is pretty straightforward. It's pretty fun to play as well, to be honest. And yeah, maybe it can be the new Omniscience deck, kind of. Omniscience has the advantage it wins on, once Omniscience resolves, it often wins on the spot. This deck doesn't necessarily. The opponent can still, interact with your creatures. As we saw in the final game against Azorius Control, the opponent cast multiple Sunfalls, so there is the option that the opponent, removes whatever you played. So that's something to keep in mind. And of course, Graveyard Hate is going to be your biggest enemy. So if this deck starts to get played more and more in the meta will shift probably towards people bringing in a little bit more Graveyard Hate. But the same with Abuelo, Azorius Abuelo Omniscience, that was the same situation. But yeah, alright, that's it for today's run with Jund Dinosaurs. As usual, thanks for watching, have fun, see you in the arena, and peace.